Hello, welcome to the road to Knoxville, which we probably should change to the road from Knoxville as we drive out of Iowa towards Nebraska for the next part of our adventure. But we still have heaps of content from our time during Knoxville and the nice energy drink Knoxville Nationals presented by Casey's General Stores. Massive week, Michael, wasn't it?
Yes, it has been some long days.
Some long nights, long days, and some very short sleeps, but that's okay. We're heading west to Nebraska now to catch up with our friend Chris Krug, and we're going to head to the Nebraska Huskers football stadium, which looks incredible. Their college football team has like 100,000 person stadium, so we're going to go and check that out, but we'll put that on tomorrow's show. Last night at the Knoxville Nationals, final night, we debuted the new single, the new music video, Stand on the Gas, by our new friend from Texas, from Austin in Texas, Jason Patten. I think the fans really enjoyed it there, Michael, at the track itself. You were in the grandstand when we played it.
Yeah, I got to go up and actually I was up in the flag stand looking at the crowd, and yeah, they were really getting into it, which was really good.
Let's have a quick look at what you saw and what you shot. So as you can see, Americans love their sprint car racing, and yeah, the tune is great. Jason's done a phenomenal job with it, and we really want to thank this little team in Amarillo that did such a great job for us. The Gossett team, along with our friend Brian as well.
They raced and
yes,
got third last night.
Yeah, actually, you want to show that picture now? So well done to the boys. They did stand on the gas. They ripped the lip and showed us their badass. Let's play the clip now for Stand on the Gas, but when we finish that, we're going to meet the guy, Jason Patten, that has created this song and explain the whole concept and what he does and where he's from and all that sort of stuff. And also on today's program, a real bunch of characters, the Trunk Bar.
Get on your feet, raise your beer, toast the best on the planet, all right here. Americans and Aussies come to pass. You're at the Nationals, baby, and that's badass.
Locked in gear, flip that switch. Time to turn those rears. Oh, pressure up, spin those tires. No time to bitch, my friend, you just lit the fire. Pull down those belts, ease into your slot. The bad news is you're lined up with shots. Time to hit the left, stand on the gas. This is the Knoxville Nationals, let me see your badass. Time to hit the left, stand on the gas. This is the Knoxville Nationals, let me see your badass.
It's beers and tunes at Dingus, it's Dougie on the checkers. It's the Hall of Fame, it's the Sprintcar Mecca. It's watching race cars and sunsets with your buddies. Don't mind if we get a little go muddy.
Kinzer, Sammy the Wolf, and the Wild Child Hard. Legends of the game, the ran the
sitting here in a canyon with a Texas flag behind me, with a Lone Star beer in front of me, a campfire over there, and a guy that suddenly has a pretty cool appreciation for sprint car racing.
Absolutely.
Jason Patten, how are you, mate?
Good, man. Great.
We finally got to meet today, and it's been a couple months coming in this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
You probably weren't expecting to be sitting in a canyon earlier today with a sprint car buzzing around you only meters away and
eating dirt.
Yeah.
No, not at all, man. I didn't expect it, but it's been nothing short of epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
So it was all pretty random. A mutual friend of ours, Jeff Burton, who is Jordan Brazier's grandson. Now, Jeff's grandson is very, very talented in sprint car racing, so that's his passion as well.
I hear that.
And we just got talking about your music, and you flicked me some of your stuff, and I particularly liked your little side project that we've been using on Road to Knoxville, as a matter of fact, Army of Spades.
Yep.
And then we sort of just randomly threw out the idea, hey man, like what if you threw some words together about sprint cars, and could you make me a song? And it kind of incredible how quickly it happened.
Right. I mean, it was meant to be. The universe was speaking to us, and yeah, it happened quickly. It came together, and it was nothing short of a magical moment, and here we are.
And you've played that song to a few people in the studio, just you know, and it's actually, in a fairly spiritual way, it's united you with a bunch of your old band buddies, and
Absolutely, it has.
and it's created a new avenue.
It has, without a doubt, restoked the fire for a group of musicians that I used to play with that, just different trials and tribulations in the industry kind of broke us apart, had us go separate ways, and it kind of brought us back together, and it made us realize the magic that we used to have, and you know, so this ended up affecting my career and my life too, not just simply writing a song. It's been great. I'm still blown away, but it brought me back together with a group of guys that I used to play with for many years.
And it was an interesting twist with the promo that you showed your band members too, where you sort of at the end there was this little end tag with a word in the back of it that suddenly you guys all started to think, hang on a minute, like there's a couple of different things that spoke to you, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Are you still going to call the band that?
Leadfoot? Yeah. I mean, it's exclusive world premiere. It's not. It's in the works.
Yeah,
but
cool.
We are putting together a band that, and Leadfoot is just the name came to us, and the music's there, and so it is a project in the works. But I feel it's going to be ready to unveil very soon.
How do you sit down and write a song like that? I mean, very soon people are going to hear Stand on the Gas, which we talked about on the phone, and I threw some words at you, and you just basically went away and produced something. I was not expecting that. I was expecting you to throw a little track under and go, you know, sprint cars are cool, down, down, down. And instead you came back with something that, I hope you don't mind me saying this, that Nickelback would go, that's a cool song.
Oh, I don't mind you saying that at all.
So how do you do that? I mean, I send you the words and you kind of have an idea in your mind already of where you want to go with that?
Yeah. Well, for me, the process is putting myself in a certain headspace to where I visualize it in my head as if it was a movie, especially with something like this.
Yeah.
And I start seeing what feelings are coming to me, what riffs, what notes, what's vibrating the right way, how I want to come across. And with this one, just with outlaw racing in general, I mean, these guys got some balls out there racing like that, and it's just.
And you got a sense of that today when you sat in young Zach Gossett's, in his car. I think that really surprised you, didn't it?
It absolutely blew me away how once getting in there, number one, is pretty gnarly. You feel like you're getting into some space shuttle about to launch, and really you kind of are, I guess. But I sat there and visualized what it must feel like to slide through those turns and actually be behind that wheel when it's out there kicking ass and performing, and it's amazing. Those guys are the true rock stars.
Well, and we played the song today to the boys. The the Gossett race team, and we also I've played it to a few of my buddies back in Australia, and everyone goes, I want to get in my car now and race it.
Absolutely.
And that's got to be, I think, the payoff for someone like you, when you realise that you're stirring emotions in somebody.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, something I told Danny when we left Route 66 Speedway is it's unbelievably rewarding to have the opportunity, number one, and the honor of writing a song for this race world, and then seeing people like you and the Gossetts where that's their life.
Yeah.
And watching how it's really touching them and affecting them, that's gratifying on a whole nother level. That's a great reward. So, you know, it's not just writing a song that's going to go out into the ether and the internet. This is for something.
Yeah. It's an anthem. It's going to become an anthem, and I'm sure of that, and I can't wait for Knoxville to get their head around it. When you're talking about releasing it, you're talking about trying to get radio play for it. Like, this is not just something we've done as a cute little fun project for the Knoxville Nationals, right? You want to do something with this.
Absolutely going to do something with it. I mean, I have a radio edit version that's not so Knoxville Nationals specific. But really the way the song is written, it's just, we plan on releasing it pretty soon. As soon as we get Leadfoot together, probably put it on an EP that we're going to work on pretty soon.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, stay tuned.
We got to get you to a race, mate.
Oh, I definitely.
I mean, the ironic thing is it's 6 degrees of separation because you grew up right near Dixie Speedway in Woodstock, Georgia, which is primarily a late model sedan world. But you grew up so close to that, and now you spin around 20-odd, 30-odd years later, and here you are back standing in the middle of a speedway.
Well, I think I told you that too. It's just wild to me because as a kid, I used to hear those cars fire up every Saturday night. Yeah. And it did something to the air in the town. It brought an energy in there, and I mean, I'd go outside and just listen to the cars, on my back porch, sneaking off from my father doing things I probably wasn't supposed to, just smoking cigarettes. But, yeah, man. And then, that being part of my childhood, and then to come back around in my 30s and actually write a song for that world. Yeah, it's nothing short of an honor, man. It's great.
You're not big on your social media sort of stuff. You like to let your music do its talking.
I do.
But this world, this dirt racing world, will want to know more. They'll want to be more. They'll want to help you.
The world wants to know more.
Absolutely. They'll want to get my world, my dirt racing world, will want to find out more about Jason Patten. They want to find out where to get this song. They want to listen to more of Army of Spades. They want to find out about Leadfoot. How are they going to do that, mate? How are we going to spread the good word about this badass from Austin, Texas that is now going to love sprint cars?
All that is in process. I've recently got a producer and a manager and media strategist, and kind of put together the team to tackle that. Because yes, it's funny that you say that. I'm kind of old-fashioned, and yes, I've always wanted my music to do the talking. I've never wanted to just get out and haggle people for likes and
be
things
sold,
like that, and kind of sell myself. But in today's day and age, that is the platform. That is the format. You have to. So yeah, I've recently employed the proper people to put together that team to launch all that out. So right now, I mean, as of now, you can go to armyofspades.com and you can kind of see into that world a little bit there. And, Jason Patten on Facebook. And then as soon as Leadfoot comes up, we'll make sure it's accessible.
Mate, you drove 10 hours both ways to be up here at Amarillo with us and hang out today at Route 66 and shoot with Michael and I and make this song something.
Fireworks going on in the background.
Now, can we just... Michael, can you make the fireworks work, please, if you could?
Fireworks work?
Yeah, it never works like that.
No.
I can't thank you enough, mate, for the huge effort that you put into crafting this song, for coming up and being a part of what we're doing, and I can't wait to kick the world's ass with this song.
I'm honored to be a part of it, and just...
It's time to rip the lip, mate.
It's time to rip the lip, mate.
Stand on the gas.
Time to rip the lip. And it's going to be badass.
Show me your badass.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
I got to say ass, badass. It's badass, mate. It's good to catch up with you, buddy. We'll talk soon, all right?
Mate, what up? Thank you, man. Yeah. I'm more. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. Yeah. why we do it. Good job, yeah.
We just got to get him in one, James.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I got
If he's home,
Oh, yeah, whoa.
if you're home,
Yeah. I should have
look us up. Yeah, you can drive mine.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Anytime.
That's a good deal, isn't it?
I know, right?
Shit, the pressure's on me now.
No pressure, Mark. Just rip it, mate.
Good job, yeah, really
love
good.
it. He's good, mate. I had to come, mate.
Top man. See you, mate. All this,
So you might have noticed we're just driving into, it's like Omaha, Nebraska, actually. Just crossing over into Nebraska. There's a bunch of really, really funny guys that are known as the Trunk Bar, led by Blake Anderson and also Kagan and the boys, and started off with just a bunch of mates getting together, and they couldn't get into Dingus because Dingus was too packed out at the time, so they created their own little group. They now have shirts, they now have koozies, they now have their little money clips, thanks to Jamie Payne down in Kilmore in Victoria, and they're just great characters. And you'll find out now how they've changed Dad's name from Merv to something completely different. But last night, before we get into this, last night they presented Brooke Tatnall with an IOU from the Dumb and Dumber movie.
Yep.
It was about $1,100.
I think it was $1,100.
So they picked, like, what they did is they picked the 5th position in the D, which meant that you basically didn't get the next transfer. So you basically didn't transfer. So that meant that you were pretty well going home with not much at all. So they raised a bunch of money between themselves, and they brought it down in style. Check this out. How funny was that? I know that Brooke Tatnall really appreciated it. Last night after the races, we dragged this bunch of misfits out onto the main trade to catch up with them and ask them, what on earth is the Trunk Bar? Yeah! There we go. This would be the notorious Trunk Bar, North Atlantic, because you're now worldwide.
Yeah, we're worldwide.
All right, so you better stand in the middle so I get all of you, because this is a police lineup if ever I've seen one. So scooch together, you lot. Blake, take me through this impressive team and explain who's who and how this whole thing came about.
I'm Blake. This is Kevin Motter. This is Merle, what we call Merle. That's Kagan, our CEO. Rankin. Call him Austin. That's AC, Aaron Carlson. And our guy Jeff Lucas.
Stage 4.
Stage 4. So basically, Kagan. Trunk
Yes.
Bar basically started as
So
we didn't want to go to Dingus. Like it
as
was
you
so
see-
busy.
that was 2009.
10 years ago.
That was my first year working here.
My first year announcing.
That was Blake's first year announcing. So we had a group chat going.
Terrible in 09.
We said, hey, what are we going to do after the races for Nationals? So I was like, well, hey, as an employee, I get to park in the barn, so why don't we just combine all of our stuff together and I'll just pull it out. And that was back when they had the band playing out.
No, you'll mom back it out.
Mom back.
Yeah. Okay, so AC, you need to show us how you park the trucks and the term that you use and the. Could you just like back up and show us how you do that?
We'll go ahead.
Let's hold on, act like you're driving a car.
So
Mom back. Just bring her on back. Mom back.
Bring her on back.
so that's how you park the rigs, is it?
How you do it?
Does anybody not understand?
That's a few.
Yeah.
Folks don't get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where did the yerp come from?
That's a Jeff story, but if you want this PG, I don't know.
You see a hot gal, you want to bang her.
Yep.
Thanks for that, Jeff. That's great. Yeah, video that out. I love the way you talk. So we're coming up on, this is 10 years.
It is.
This is 10 years.
This is our 11th Nationals, 10th year.
11th Nationals, yeah.
A lot of Busch Light drinking that 10 years, Wade.
And up until this point, had there been an age limit?
So if she can drive, she can drive.
Cut that.
That's Jeff.
Jeff's our head security.
Jeff from 18 to 70.
He's in recreation department.
He handles our recreational activities, says 18 to 70.
So, except for Merle, who have been some of the more famous people that have taken the Flabongo challenge?
Wade,
Last year's winner.
last year's winner, yeah, Brad Sweet took one.
Yes.
No. Skylar Cunningham.
Yeah, oh, we're missing.
That was really careful. Easy now.
Last year had an AC unit in his tent, so
Yes, in the hog barn.
so that's almost as legendary as Merv taking 2 Flabongos the other night.
Undefeated.
But how did it happen?
Undefeated.
How did the lady have 2 cans in hers and Dad only had 1? How did that happen?
I mean, you can't. Aaron?
Explain it.
Hey, just had a recreation. Ask him.
Please no. Can someone else explain it, please?
Hey, we're gonna keep.
So you've got the koozies now. You've got the. I bet nobody has got their little money clips still.
I
do.
got mine back
I
at the
do.
house.
Where is it?
It's at the house.
Yeah, that's what I meant, right? Not in your pockets. Okay.
Motorhomes didn't want to
Can't lose it. Too much money being spent this week on Bush Light.
That was really cool what you guys did tonight. Where'd the idea come for the D main, fifth and the D?
Well, it kind of started this. Well, last year we decided we wanted to do something.
Yeah, board meeting.
Board meeting, yeah. It's like a board meeting.
Usually it involves a few drinks, and we're just like, you know, it'd be cool, and then it just evolves from that.
And it came from like, how funny would it be if we did an IOU, Dumb and Dumber? So then we thought, well, Dumb and Dumber, they left a briefcase in the airport. Why don't we get a briefcase? So AC and I went to the local thrift store Monday, Tuesday, picked up a briefcase for $9.98, and we didn't even make Brooke return it. We let him keep it.
You know, Brooke was devastated. Like, he didn't make the show. He's, just tired and worn out and over it. And you kind of picked him up with that deal.
He smiled. That made my
Yeah, that was
Got a
cool.
tweet from Tony. Got a tweet from car owner Tony Vermeer about how special it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then the son holding the check, that was
Yeah, Gary.
Oh,
high
yeah.
five. He loved it. That was enjoyable.
Yeah. So do you guys ever travel together as a group, or is that just the baseball stadiums?
Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
We can make our press release right now. We're going back to the Chili Bowl.
Back to Chili Bowl.
So 2020.
Is this an exclusive?
Hey, we're sponsoring a lap.
We are?
Lap 3, 4.
3 for Dale.
3 for Dale. Chili Bowl. Brian Holbert has that lap on lockdown for us. 3 for Dale is trunk bar.
Okay. So it's the Dougie Down Under tour this year. What's the go, fellas? Like, trunk bar South Pacific.
Hey,
I understand that Oklahoma's a long way from here, but man up, right?
Well,
Australia.
we were surprised by how much we raised for the award this year, so who knows? We can get some funds going.
We've already got the Trunk Bar 2020 fund going for next year. We had a $10 donation earlier, so next year's first non-transfer out of the E-main will make at least $130.
This is getting back to Mopar Million kind of stuff, mate. Heady days.
It's big. But I mean, the Nationals is special to all of us, so it's cool to be able to give back to events.
Yeah.
So much of us. That's our favorite week of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I think I can speak for all of us.
And ultimately, I just want to have a place where all our friends and family can hang out, one location, have a good time. BS.
And Merle said he's coming back next year.
I'm definitely going
Oh, shit. So, fellas, I am noticing it's a fairly exclusive sort of a club, and there's no chicks in this deal. Is it? How does that work?
Kevin's trying.
How does it work? Like, what's the,
We were pretty exclusive for what I'd say the first 7 or 8 years, really until you started coming, Wade.
Then I just bastardized it pretty
we
well.
Let you in. And we let you in, and then we.
There should be an annual membership, and then you're going to start getting some funds, right?
See, right now.
I said, just to clarify, I said annual. Okay, that means every year. Right? Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
We do have tank tops available.
We do have tank tops
available.
It is a non-profit organization too. I mean, non-profit mean we all lose money on it.
Man, it's becoming more and more famous, I have to say.
Because of you.
Well, I like to see myself as the PR agent for the Trump bar.
Skate pit a few years ago.
Oh, now how good was that? That was good. That's a shame that Merle didn't get to see the skate pit.
Yeah, the skate pit's still going on. But
Is it?
The skate pit was pretty.
when people get arrested in their way,
Yeah.
that's when it stops.
Yeah.
It tends to
Yeah.
calm
Thanks
down
to
a
you,
little bit.
thanks to Kendra for
Thanks to
helping us
Kendra.
out. I mean, they support us, you guys support us, and that makes it even bigger than what we ever anticipated.
Tegan even got new glasses this year at Nationals.
I see that. Put them on. Put them on. Put them on for us, mate. How good are they? Oh, they're so good.
But 2020, I could have seen that debris and turned one tonight.
I need to close this out with a yoop. Let me just get back a little bit further. Hang on, up against the wall. Let's get up with the men run.
Above the Christian, because that's usually where we are.
We're on
Above
the fence.
Yeah.
In the fence.
Not like when Merle jumped the cushion 3 nights ago. Oh, you're gonna get in. Michael wants to get in there as well. Hang on. Right, yeah, here we go.
All right.
So we've got we've got it all in the background. All right, count of 3 and let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
This has been the Trunk Bar, baby. Well, that's all we have time for on today's program, but we have plenty more content. Man, there's so many interviews that we shot at Knoxville that we still want to be able to show you, and also a bit of the highlights of this Nebraska stadium that Chris Krug is about to show us as well. So lots more coming up over the next few days. Please like, share, follow, tag, all those good things, the program, and also get around the Knoxville Raceway page, jump on there and share the Stand on the Gas video from Jason Patten. Really appreciate Jason's incredible work with all that, and the boys too. AJ Jackson did a phenomenal job editing it, along with Dan D from Victoria. And Michael, you shot some really cool stuff that we're able to use as well, and thanks to Chris Crone and Dean Mills and the team that provided some great archive vision for Knoxville as well. Looking forward to catching up with you tomorrow on the road to Knoxville here on Speed Stories.